Good evening, everybody. Today I decided to do an impromptu to be a pain in the ass to my husband. So I'm gonna ask him about marriage.
Impromptu pain in the ass interview, huh?
Yep. So what do you think is the problem with people today not able to find partner? And why this manosphere and all this thing exists?
A lot of people get married for. Excuse me. I think a lot of people get married without actually knowing who their partner is.
So what you suggest all the young guys be looking out for a partner?
Well, our example was we were friends first, and we actually talked and got to know one another,
Yeah.
and you know,
We both dated other people, right? Before we come
well,
together.
of course, we both dated other people. Or in my case, as you say, whore around.
Okay.
But you know, when you're in your 20s, that's what you're supposed to do. But
That's not what you're supposed to do. Yeah, I guess. You're right, you're right. Sorry. Carry on. So, for
just
me,
being honest.
for me, it's not about, well, I think the woman also, at that phase also, let's face it, all of us have whore around one way or another, okay? Let's not sugarcoat it. So, but during my time, it's different though. We have to go and get the number, or the guy will chase us
It's
for the
pretty
number.
much the same. It's just more. They're more outgoing about it, and less. How shall we say this? Like the walk of shame is not like the walk of pride. It seems like.
Yeah, it's true though. If you wake up during our time, it's like, oh shit, how much did I have the
And
previous
who did I
time?
wake up next to? What Gollum-looking mofo am I next to right now?
Yeah.
Or for the females, I guess. Well, I'm not gonna go there. We'll just leave it at that.
Okay. So,
But
what is the lamest pickup line you ever use on a woman?
for fear of getting beaten after this video, I'm gonna pass on that question.
Okay, next. So, what is the secret of a happy marriage, in your opinion? I give you my opinion later.
Give me your opinion later. Why don't you give my opinion now while we have it on video?
What? I'm not gonna beat you. You look like a hostage
I'm gonna
situation.
hold you to that.
Why are you looking like a hostage
Can I
situation?
get video evidence,
Oh,
please, stating
okay.
that you will not?
No, I. When the viewers thought for real that I.
Nah, she won't. Much. I mean,
Come on now. What's the secret success to marriage? Sometimes you get annoyed by me, isn't it? Like sometimes there are certain things that drive you up the wall. Say it. I won't beat you. I promise. This is on video. So. Eat!
I'm worried now you did something to the food.
No, baby. I'm waiting for your answer.
Suspense. You gotta love it, right? Communication. That's one of the first things. That's always one of the first things is communication.
Yeah. I always, if I'm unhappy, what I do?
Isn't that part of communication?
I always sit you.
Say your piece.
Yeah. And we
And-
always wait for us to
You
say.
know, and understand that you're going to hurt the other person's feelings at some point in time, but also be mature enough to understand that, well, to be mature about it, you're gonna get hurt. That's what life is. It's pain. It's life. That is what life is. It's about learning from the pain.
But, okay.
And as far as I'm concerned, if you can find somebody mature enough to withstand all the pain and strife that life has to throw your way, then you found the person that, you know, you should be spending your life with.
Yeah. For me, it's very important that I communicate my discontent, you know. Sometimes you are not able to handle what I say because I am too upfront, like you say. Sometimes it hurt your feeling.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes your words can cut like a freaking knife.
Yeah, I told you I don't sugarcoat shit, but that's how I am. But we've been married for 13 years. It's like a tango, you know, like you understand me and I understand you. when we very angry,
Yeah,
words
but-
will be exchanged.
But in the same accord, when your feelings are high like that, you should walk away.
Yeah.
You should walk away and not say anything.
Yeah.
And you and I both have had
Yeah.
arguments where we both said things we did not mean, and we said it
Yeah.
out of anger.
Yeah,
and,
I agree.
and that's why I'm saying you got to understand that at some point you're going to let something slip, and
Yeah.
nobody's perfect. We've both done that,
Yeah, we both done that, and then
Right.
after that,
but we talk
words
about being-
words cannot be retracted. Like I said, that's why
Yeah.
be careful when you're so mad.
Well, there's also times too where you just have to walk away from it.
Yeah.
Even if it's in the heat of the moment, walk away from it.
Yeah.
It's
go-
better than doing something
that you might
don't
regret.
intend to, like,
Yeah.
and that you'll regret immensely later.
Yeah.
Think
I
it through. Let yourself cool off.
I can get really angry though. I when I'm angry, I see only red.
That's
you
an
s-
eye.
Yeah.
I've had to talk you off from the.
From the red zone.
Excuse me. I've had to talk you down from the side of the building, so to speak. Like, since we're talking about hostage situations today. Yeah. There's been times where I've had to try to use logic, but you just won't hear it, and we end up getting into a fight about it. And yeah, it gets heated, and then I walk away, and you take like maybe a day or two for you to actually let what I said process. And the same for me.
Yeah.
But
But you
you
can be
just gotta-
stubborn also though. You're also
I said
stubborn.
it's the same for me. It's the
Yeah.
same for me. I can be stubborn. I can be stuck in my ways. I mean, I understand what you're saying, and I think you understand what I'm saying, but we've got it so formulated in our head that what we're saying is the right way, that we refuse to see it from any other person's point of view. We refuse to walk in the other person's shoes.
Yeah.
And so mentally you kind of have to.
Yeah.
So
It's
pretty much it comes down to if you're willing to deal with, if you and the person you're with are both willing to deal with the crap that this life is willing to put you through, and both willing to deal with each other's crap on top of that, and not sugarcoat any of it, you've pretty much found somebody you want to be with. Not to mention the fact that you have to have a little bit of
Okay. Now
You know-
I give you my perspective. Like I feel like today people don't talk it out anymore. Because people
They
say,
don't.
oh, when you marry, you if you argue
don't.
means there's something wrong with your marriage. That
don't. It's
that is
all
not true.
emotion. It's
That's
all
not
emotion.
true. In marriage, you have to talk it out, and the more you fight, the more you find out what went wrong, and then you are able to fix it and try to get along.
Too many people are holding grudges and not communicating instead of trying to find out what is going on or what went wrong, or putting unreasonable expectations upon the other person.
Yeah, exactly.
In some instances, fine. If you got to have an ultimatum in marriage, the one ultimatum should be the vows that you took initially, and they shouldn't be like a stack of papers telling you
Or the biggest diamond ring, or
that's not marriage.
or
That's
the
just showing
big
off.
fancy wedding. We both don't have a big
We
fancy
didn't do
wedding.
that.
Yeah, and our wedding band was what, $20 for you and I, so it's $40.
Oh, it's probably closer to 1,000 now if you wanna.
Yeah, see, so we value the marriage itself than a big grand ass wedding, because it's about commitment.
Well, I'll be honest with you. Well, yeah, like we really care. Show
Yeah.
your left hand. Show your left hand.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we
no.
don't really care because that's not what marriage isn't about. The frickin'
Yeah.
wedding band. It's about the commitment that you two have
It's
chosen
about-
to take in one another.
It's about teamwork. But do you feel like with 4 kids it exacerbates sometimes the problem in the marriage? Like we have 4 other human beings that we have to take care of.
Yes, but I think it also gives us a chance to refine and perfect what we're already having troubles with.
We both are not perfect parent, right?
We're not. Nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
If we were perfect, then that means there's no room for improvement.
That's true. It's already hard to maintain 2 people. Now we have to be in charge of
If
another
you're so
4.
arrogant that you can't admit that you're not a perfect person, then you leave no room to improve yourself.
Yeah.
But I'm perfectly fine with being a
A
guy in his upper 30s with a dad bod at this point. Then
Yeah.
again, I'm sitting here.
We all age. We know each other since you were 20 and I was what 27 at the time. So in today's age, they will call me like a cougar, but I don't feel like
Perfectly
it.
fine with that. Still perfectly fine with that.
Yeah. So it's like, it is what it is. Sometimes it's hard, right? Marriage is hard. Marriage is hard work. It's like it takes two. You need two people to like. If I'm down, you take care of me, and then when you're down, I take care of you. And I always make sure you are fat. You are
Fat. Yep, I'm
yeah,
fat. I admit that. I know.
Fat.
Fad. I know.
not fat or also that
well,
fat.
fad.
Well fed,
or-
and then I make sure I ask how you feeling instead of when you come in through the door I start bitching, you know. Sometimes I will like catch myself. Sometimes I will like, hey, he just got back, and then I start bitching, you know, because I was stressful at home with the kids. But you understand that. But now
Sometimes I'm as guilty as the next of
bringing
any
work.
other time of bringing work home or letting something stew to the point it's bugging me and not saying it outright because I don't want to hurt your feelings or because I know you've had a long day.
Mm-hmm.
And well, like earlier this week, I didn't want to tell you it was a busy week
Yeah.
because you had just dealt with the dog crapping on the carpet upstairs in the
Yeah.
girls' room, and that just about.
But don't you think a good sense of humor helped in a marriage though? Especially with me, my ass, always joking around and do stupid stuff.
It's true, but I think you fail to see the seriousness of some objects at times, of some
Yeah.
subjects that we're into, because you like to joke too much. But in the same accord, it's kind of like it's nice that you try to take the edge off, but it almost comes off as you're not taking it seriously.
That's the problem though, because people do not know me. Sometimes the way I deal with stress is I joke because it's like a
But I also know your history, so that may be where
Defense
myself
mechanism.
and other people will not
understand me.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas I know when you're trying to protect yourself and trying to not let hard feelings come up in things.
Yeah, but sometimes I can get carried away. Like I said, I admit that I have a very very bad temper. I think people always like
Well,
misjudge me like,
yes,
oh,
you do. And so do I.
get
That's the problem.
when we see red is red, but once we cool down, our common sense, all the blood from our head go down to and distribute to all the parts of the body, include you, and then we all
Damage
come down.
control.
Yeah, damage control, and then we, so
Or mitigation for that matter, trying to think of everything and I may be a bit neurotic
So,
when it comes
don't
down
you
to
think-
certain things.
social media also play a part for people cheating on Facebook, and then now they have website like Tinder, Grinder. You can find cheap as meow online. Are you tempted to cheat sometimes? Just say I'm not putting you on the spot. I just say, is it make you
Really?
easy?
You're not putting me on the spot.
You think what you think. I'm not
This is
gonna
a-
say.
This is a bit odd. No, I don't. No, but you have many questions in that one thing. You should be asking one at a time here.
But it makes the
You
man
can't- I know, but
man and woman easy to
you
cheat
can't
because
inundate somebody with that many questions at once because they're all different subjects. Well, they're in the same realm, but they're
Yeah.
different subjects.
I'm not a
Nancy-
professional reporter, so.
Well, to answer your first question, well, I'll answer your last question first.
Yeah.
No, I have not been tempted to cheat on you. I've not been tempted. I will say that I've had dreams. But I married you. I mean, I've looked at other women, yeah, just like you've looked at other guys, but that's as far as it's gone.
Correction, I look at girls too.
Okay, well, that's on you then.
Sometimes I stare at their Barnes and Noble when it's big. I mean, it's right there.
Why don't you just say what it is? They're
They
boobs.
know.
Okay. Well, still.
So, yeah.
And as far as technology goes, if you can't okay, well, I'll put it this way. It's just like the whole, and I'm going to bring up a lot of hate here saying this, but I'll just say it this way. Guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people. Okay? And what I mean by is a gun is there, and it's up to you whether or not you use it for the intended purpose of either protecting yourself or the unintended effect of using it in a crime against somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the same with technology. It's there, and you can use it or you can leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it comes down to it, it's the person's mentality.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, things I think are by far easier, and I think the temptation is there. Like a lot of the temptation is there, I'm sure, and how easy it is. And I hate to say it, but the generation I'm kind of at the cusp of both generations where I lived without the technology, so I know what it's like I knew what it was like growing up without having a smartphone in your pocket,
Mm-hmm.
earbuds in your ear, or a computer like I'm sitting in front of now. So I probably sound a bit like a hypocrite here saying this, but I also know that it's made life easier as well, but it should only be used as a tool. I still believe in like the old way of learning things by memorization and not having to rely on Google for everything,
Mm-hmm.
or Yahoo or whatever the hell you DuckDuckGo in my case.
Mm-hmm.
But I think memorization is getting to be a lost art. I think unless you can take notes all day long, but you only take notes and memorize something so long as it's valid for like a test or for unless you're using it every day, you're going to forget it, of course, anyways. But
Mm.
I know a lot of stupid shit in this weird little head of mine, and it's not viable unless you have the subject up on Jeopardy. But it's just the fact that I know certain things, and I think I've taken interest in certain things,
Mm-hmm.
and that's for anybody. Somebody's going to know by far more than I will on certain subjects.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas other people are going to know a completely different thing. Like how to do soap and cook. Like like little things to spice up your cooking that nobody else would think of,
Yeah.
unless they do it continually.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a little long-winded here,
No, that's fine. We still got time.
but
So at the end of the day, how would you describe your wife? What type of wife I am? In your own word, don't lie.
you're fair, you're level-headed when you're not mad.
Right.
um, you think things through rationally, and you probably have a better head on your shoulders for thinking ahead than I do at this point in time. But I think we complement each other in the fact that when you've had a long day and you are not feeling well or are very short, granted we've both had our days where we've been that way at the same time, I'll try to take over for you if I can, and I'll try to alleviate something or try to get you something that I know you like. Um, I'm not a hopeless romantic, I'll be honest with you on that. But
You hopeless hobo.
Yeah, I'm more hobo-ish.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think we both take it for granted because we are already married. We got each other. I got you. So there's no point in trying to impress one another. We comfy.
I think too we've already kind of served our purpose by making 4 children. So at this point, our whole all 4 of our
Perspective.
kids, they need us to focus on them to make them grow up to be halfway as decent a
Human being, huh?
beings, so they're not sending
Stupid stuff.
floating turds out into the world, so to speak.
Yeah, it's true. And that's a lot. And we take pride in our kids, but sometimes our kids are good looking, but sometimes they can be dumbasses,
Yeah.
But we try our
Okay,
best.
so they'll be polished turds, but still they'll be turds.
What the hell?
Oh, come on.
Okay.
They are kids, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
So,
anyways.
like I just want to tell, if my kids were watching in the future, I want them to know that their
We
father,
love them and we care about them.
yeah, and that
we
their
want the
father
best for
is
them.
a true man. There's no need to show that he's a man, but he goes to work and bring home the bacon for us. Even though it's tough dealing with people bullshit, but he did it anyways. It's hard, but that I want them to know, mommy did her best to give them what they can. Oh, you know, I get emotional. So like I want them to know that I try my best to be the best mom. Okay, I didn't have the best childhood, but I wanted them to have the best childhood, and they have the best daddy, a daddy that always say I love you, and hug them and kiss them, which I don't have when I was young. But
Not the best. I
yeah,
know that.
I'm just, this is my point. I say like s- like I say, I'm appreciative even though some women have stupid you know, wants and needs. The husband should be 6 foot over or reach 6 figure. I don't care about all those things. All
I'll
I
have the
care,
6'2" down. So
yeah, well,
the
I,
six
I just
figures, though,
I
yeah,
just
not
care
happening.
about the person itself, you know, carrying a decent human being is what I'm looking for. I don't look for status or
Not
whatever.
a,
you
excuse
you
my French, not a fucking bucket list.
yeah, and we are not a bucket list. So with that, I'm going to end the video. How was the food, by the way?
Good. Good.
So
I'm
after this
actually
video, if you don't see my husband around, you know I already take him to the.
I think I'm gonna go for a nap after this.
Okay, thanks.